How's it going, everybody? So in this video, I'm going to be talking to you all about some of my insights on some major changes I'm going to be making to this channel, and pretty much mostly improvements and how I can make my information and my content more accessible to a wider variety of people while still maintaining the essence of my teachings and my values. So before I begin, let me kind of explain why I haven't been making content as consistently the last couple of months, or really this last year. So first of all, I've been focusing a lot of my attention on and my energy on getting through college, and just right now I'm in the last 2 weeks of final exams, really the last week of final exams actually, and so coming up here in 2023, this next year, I'm going to take a lot of the year off of school so that I can focus on other aspects of my life. Somehow I've been doing pretty good maintaining everything in 2022, like this last year, but I have had to make some sacrifices. But yeah, I've somehow been able to maintain everything and keep a relatively high level of performance in everything I've been doing. Even though it's felt a bit overwhelming. So, yeah, I got school final exams coming up. I'm going to take a break from school in 2023, and recently started a new job kind of venture, and so I've been focusing a lot on getting my momentum going in this new job, and I've been doing really, really awesomely with it, and been learning a lot of new stuff along the way. And much of that stuff actually is helping me with my YouTube channel as well. So first and foremost, the biggest thing I want people to understand is the main reason why I'm making these changes is because I myself really want to make content that I feel really, really good about. And I love my energy and I love my insights, and I know I have a lot of value to share with people. So I don't really feel like the core essence of my content is an issue, but I think a lot of my content needs more polishing. I've noticed a lot of my content I don't feel very clear on because I focus a little bit too much on things that aren't really productive and that I don't really vibe with. And so basically clearing up a lot of the fog and the resistance in some of my content so that I personally feel better about it, and really just so I can provide more value to more people. So some of these things are going to be like making changes to make my content more user-friendly. So things like slight editing to remove a lot of the fluff and get a lot more of my points across more efficiently and effectively. So, editing my videos and cutting out some of the kind of sentences and things where I go off in tangents that don't really add a lot of value to the content. Like, I've had some people who have told me when I mention this that my tangents are what makes my content so unique and so good and this and that. I think that's cool for those of you who are really into my long form discussions where I just kind of share my stream of consciousness, and I totally understand. But those of you who are into my content for the kind of offhanded tangents I go on and stuff, I think are longer term subscribers or people who already feel comfortable and trust in my energy. But and I'll still do videos like that. I'm still going to do long form dynamic discussions on more complicated, nuanced topics for sure. But I want to mix in a lot more higher demand topics that are in higher demand. So, I want to kind of still keep in the nuanced, complex science and stuff, but some of the things that I want to kind of turn the volume down on are, like sometimes I'll try to prevent opposing beliefs before the people can even make them by explaining common rebuttals and stuff and the science behind them. And that kind of just detracts a lot from the points and detracts from the energy of some of my videos. And so I find it's better for me to focus in on helping you to enrich you all's understanding who already care about my content instead of trying to prevent the misunderstanding from those haters that might be lurking, you know? So focus a little bit more on what we want as a community and focus less on some of the things that we don't want. Because, you know, haters are going to exist, if that makes sense. There's always going to be people in the background who are going to be looking for reasons to discredit things I'm saying. So I'm just saying I'm going to focus less on trying to address the haters and address the discrediting things and some of the things that just really don't matter, actually. So still going to do long-form video discussions on complex, nuanced topics. But I'm going to do a lot more single-focused videos on things like herbs and supplements and subjects that people are really interested in that I have a lot of experience with. Some things that some of y'all might not even know I have experience with, like semen retention and herbs like pine pollen and Polyrhacus black ant, which is actually an herb that you don't really see a lot of good information on, actually. Like when I search up videos for Polyrhacus black ant or even articles, I don't really find a lot of information on it, and the ones that I do are very limited. And I've actually found Polyrhacus, and I can't even find a lot of herbal suppliers that still make Polyrhacus black ant extracts. My favorite, you know, my friend Braden Gilbert, he stopped selling it. So, you know, and his was the best, as always, with their products. So, you know, making videos on herbs that, especially herbs that people might be interested in that aren't really covered enough. But also just like higher in demand topics that people are really interested in that I know I could add value to the conversation and bring a unique perspective towards. Also things like more specific health conditions, right? So, you know, things like psoriasis, which I have personal experience with and resolving, and I've helped other people resolve and have a good understanding of it. And my own opinions about type 2 diabetes and a variety of other topics as well. But being more kind of targeted in some of my content, because I just feel like a lot of my content's very all over the place. It's a little too free-flowing to the point of chaos. And I don't feel good about that. Like there's always this kind of feeling of anxiety in the background, this feeling of knowingness that I'm not on point. And I want to be more on point. So more specificity in my content. And some of those topics that are really all over the place in my mind, where I would normally be able to just go off the cuff and be very good and on point with it, I could follow an outline for those things. Like there's no reason why I shouldn't. And, you know, just a little caveat here is that a lot of my content, a lot of my videos, the reason why I make videos is to streamline my own understanding of something, because it's very beneficial and cathartic for me to think out loud onto video and communicate things, so that my mind kind of sorts itself out during the process, you know. And so on some subjects that works really well because all my insights kind of get documented onto video. But other topics where I haven't really kind of untied all the knots on and untangled the streams of thoughts that are still kind of foggy in my mind or still kind of tangled up, still not very clear on, writing an outline would actually help both of those things, both my own thought of stream of thought, my own understanding of it, and the clarity inside my brain, but also making it more accessible and easy to receive and consume from the people listening to it. So, yeah. So more videos on maca is something I need to do for sure, and dopamine precursors and things. Instead of just telling people to do a dopamine detox, all right, actually like provide more information on real kind of herbal, supplemental, and nutritional strategies for dopamine as well, even though behavioral is very important. Also, I want to be more open-minded and allowing of individual differences and preferences. So I've been very critical over kind of like ideas like genetics and the idea that genetics can play a major role in certain diseases and like, you know, even things like depression, but also your own individual response for nutritional factors and susceptibility to being sensitive to certain nutrients and things like that. Just because a lot of people use genetics as an excuse to why they can't overcome their health problems, which I found was very prominent when I was overcoming chronic, severe mental illness as a child. It's very easy in our society to stay stuck in illnesses that are normalized to be doomed for the rest of your life with because they say they're just genetic. Like, it's easy for people to sell you pills and things and make you think that you are never going to get better because doctors a lot of times don't actually know underlying root causes that are very real, and they'll just blame your genetics. So people are just kind of programmed and brainwashed to believe that genetics are the cause of everything and all their problems, and there's no other way. And so I was very opposed to the idea that genetics are a big issue or a big cause or contributor. But I now understand, I've read a lot deeper into genetics, and I understand that they still don't play as big of a role in a lot of people's lives as people think. As in, like, people have a lot more power over the genetics than they give themselves credit for. But it's kind of obvious that genetics still do play a major role in certain things, and a lot of things. So maybe I'll make more videos on clarifying that stance. But the key in this context in this discussion is I'm going to allow for more variance and allow for more tolerance of potential individual variables, even if it's not genetics per se, but even if it's like preferences, right? Because working with individual humans as a personal trainer, I work with people who are not interested in extreme diets or niche communities like carnivore, vegan, etc. And people, there's an individual threshold to what people are willing to do to reach their outcomes. And so even people watching these videos who are interested in carnivore, they will try carnivore for a while, maybe see some results, maybe not. They may not go all in, right? Just the same way that people that watch, vegan diet videos, a lot of times will say, well, I'm actually just plant-based and I eat 80% vegan, and it's like they don't go all in, even if they are really interested. Some people might be better read on vegan or carnivore diets than me, which I find hard to believe. And I might be more strict on it. I might be more able to adhere to the program than them, even though they're more into it than me. And so the point is, it's important to give people to meet people where they're at and give them options for their own level of willingness to commit. Because there's a lot of extreme people out there, I don't want to name names, people who are just like telling you that everything that you know and that you do is wrong, and if you don't do my way, then you got to reach the highway. And I don't want to be that person. It's not helpful to anybody other than other kind of narcissistic, stubborn, egotistical maniacs, basically. I mean, to be honest, to be blunt, I guess, I might be wrong, but I just don't feel like there's a lot of utility in trying to force other people into your own perception of what's right, your own box. But the thing is, I'm not like saying I'm going to, water down my message or something. I'm just saying, like, what's the point of telling someone, like, hey, you don't need to eat fiber, You probably don't need vegetables, maybe, right? Don't need them, right? If they are going to think you're a quack, or if they don't want, if they really want to eat vegetables, right? And you're like, no, vegetables are going to kill you. And y'all know I don't believe that that's the case, but I'm just saying. These carnivore people say vegetables are going to kill you. They're toxic. They don't want to be eaten. Anti-nutrients are going to eat your intestine. Like, what benefit is that of even believing that if you desire to eat vegetables so that your diet can be sustained in the long term to reap benefit from it? There's no benefit. So the truth is the truth, and it's important from an academic standpoint to be as accurate as you can. but focusing on enlightening people of the truth is counterproductive in a lot of ways, if that's your only kind of intention. Your intention should be to connect with people, to relate with people, to help to build relationships with your community. And that's what I want to do, is I want to connect with people. I want to build relationships with people, and at the same time inform them on these esoteric points. I will let people know, hey, there might be benefit to removing plants in some cases. There might be benefit to keeping them, and let them know kind of like all angles of the subject, but in a way that they can receive, right? Because at the end of the day, if your content is not, you can't, if people can't vibe with your content, then what your content isn't really of use to them. So hopefully that makes sense. Like I'm going to still maintain my values, obviously, in the essence of my teachings, but I'm sure a lot of people watching this right now have seen some, even though they might vibe with my content and love my stuff and believe the stuff I do, even people that agree with me a lot of times might turn off the video because of this issue, because it needs to be received, vibed with, and relatable to some degree. So yeah, and so less cynicism, less negativity, and less condescending discussion. Like, I understand that we're all individuals. We all have flaws, including myself, especially myself. And we're all improving, and we all have different kind of lifestyles and experiences in past and history. So just because someone else may not see the things that I see, even if I feel like, because other people aren't as enlightened as I think I am, right? It's no reason for me to be condescending or to think that society's doomed or to think that you're any less than me. I'm an educator, and I'm trying to educate you. I'm not some kind of know-it-all guru who's better than you because I've reached some kind of level of peak humanity or some nonsense. Just because there's people out there that still believe that type 2 diabetes is genetic and, donating to research of certain diseases actually goes towards finding a cause. Just because of it doesn't mean that those people are less than me. It doesn't mean that I should be angry, even though it's hard for me because I'm like, I don't feel like that's helping. I feel like they're unknowingly kind of contributing to kind of the problem in society. But like, the solution is not to shit on other people. Okay. Hopefully that makes sense. The solution is not to be like, like all of them are sheep, or like to be like, pointing out the ignorance or the negativity or whatever. You do not solve darkness by shining a light on the darkness, in my opinion. You do so by shining light, period. And so more of those people who are in the dark are going to be open if I am open to them. I have to open up my arms for them to walk into them. But if I'm like shut off, I'm like, no, I can't, whatever. Like, people are ignorant, and the problem with people these days and the problem with society, it's like, whoa, like that repels more than it brings and attracts. And it's like, this is a very kind of real phenomenon in influence. It's like power versus force, and it's influencing over, I don't even know, like, what the word would be. So hopefully that makes sense. Like, I'm in the game to truly help people, and you don't get that way by being condescending. So yeah, and so also more exercise science videos. Those I'll have to do outlines on because it's a very complicated, nuanced topic that I haven't really spoken as much about on YouTube and through lectures as I have nutrition. I have taught people and coached people through programming and training, but the exercise science part can be hard to understand without practical demonstration. So I'll have to figure out how to communicate that through lectures. So there's so much prerequisite information for exercise science and proper training principles that people need to get through to fully understand how to put it into practical application. I'll also be doing more reaction videos. I'll probably be doing more vlogs, like occasionally. Like maybe some vlogs occasionally, maybe. But more reaction videos for sure. Because reaction videos are kind of like memes. Like, everyone will share memes about something. I see carnivore memes, vegan memes. I see powerlifting memes. You get to communicate educational concepts through memes in a way that is more easily perceived by the human public. So even people who are in the opposition, right? If I share a meme about a carnivore diet or about eating meat, and a vegan sees the meme, they're more likely to emotionally respond to the meme than if I was to list a paragraph about the science of eating meat to a vegan. No one really cares too much about the paragraphs you respond to others through comments and stuff. It's just a bunch of back and forth, and it's a waste of time. 20 minutes it takes to write a really in-depth paragraph response to someone through comments. But writing a meme, making a picture meme about the benefits of eating meat and making it funny is easier, it's more fun, it's more entertaining, and it takes less time for the person to kind of like have a big, memorable impact. Them reading your meme, being entertained by it, it's going to have a bigger impact on both people who already believe in eating meat and also the vegan people who would otherwise be opposed to it. And that's true for all different kind of belief systems. When you make content that's entertaining and funny, it has more longer lasting effects in their own memory. So I can change people's perspective easier with reaction videos. Like think of, like if that makes sense, because a reaction video is more entertaining, it's more funny, and I'm able to demonstrate not just my knowledge of a subject, but also my personality. Because like when I'm educating videos, I sound so serious and like a scientific lecturer. People listen to me and they get a piece of my mind because they're getting my thoughts, raw thoughts and my perception. But when I do response videos to like a vegan video, right, a vegan expert, I throw in some silliness and some funniness, and I will do condescending remarks and negativity in those videos because it actually makes sense. It actually benefits and it's productive and constructive in ways I won't explain right now. And then when a vegan person sees me making a reaction video about a vegan doctor in a negative way, that vegan person's going to be more likely to watch the whole video, and they're going to be very triggered by it, but it's going to help me even when opposing people watch it. They're more likely to watch that than to watch me make a video about why I think, eating meat is important or beneficial or whatever, or why I think veganism might not be the best or whatever. You know what I mean? So people are more likely to tune in when I share knowledge and information and science through reaction videos, and more people are likely to subscribe, and it's more likely to reach the opposing people and plant the seed in their mind that later on can sprout into them changing their beliefs. So it's a strategy. It's strategy. You got to be wise. You got to be smart. You can't just approach this shit like guerrilla warfare and just running and gunning, trying to just go head on through an army of, subscribers and followers and viewers on YouTube. So that is basically a different approach now. So, and I'll most likely be doing, using more timestamps in my videos to make it more user-friendly. Can't guarantee anything. Using an outline to help guide my thoughts and make it more streamlined. And that'll also help me with timestamps. And maybe do some more book reviews and stuff like that. And, doing thumbnails for my videos would be a good idea, custom thumbnails. And I'll just try to have fun with that. I want to make my thumbnails funny, and it'll be something I might just do through Microsoft Paint, to be honest. But, make it fun. And I don't think thumbnails need to be professional, photoshopped, and paid for, or high quality and high def. I think that's a silly thing to focus your energy on. I think why why would your thumbnail that you use have an impact on someone else's mind? And so generally the reason why I don't do thumbnails is because I know when people see this thumbnail, they are expecting this to be a nonchalant, transparent, authentic video, because the damn thumbnail is authentic. It's not even written. So I don't put effort in the thumbnail. I don't have an agenda to sell people, so they're more likely to trust in this content being from the heart. And that's what I've been trying to leverage for so long. So instead of that, though, I'll do for certain videos, not all of them, I'll do like, putting, I don't know, a clown hat on a vegan expert I'm trying to debunk or something, Just make it look funny maybe, and then make the catchphrase or a title in the thumbnail that is catchy or something. I don't know. Anyway, but this is what I'm going to do. I'm not really attached to becoming famous or anything like that, honestly. I just want to make my content more enjoyable and stuff. And, the other thing is I don't really feel comfortable sharing my YouTube or my videos with a lot of my clients and people I meet, even though everyone I talk to tells me they watch my videos as it is. And I don't even expect it. But because I myself don't have a lot of time and I'm busy, so I can understand why other people wouldn't want to sit through 50 minutes of me going on and on about things without an outline and timestamps and whatever else. So that's a huge thing. Like, I want to respect people's time. I want to make videos that I know I would want to watch. And that's what I'm going to be doing. So I will say I have a goal, and we'll see what happens. My goal is by June of 2023, okay? That's in another 7 months. My goal is to get 20,000 subscribers on YouTube. And I feel like, especially if I do all of these things that I mentioned in this video, I'm pretty sure I will be able to reach 20,000. I think I'll go past that, and I have a feeling that a lot of my subscribers are going to be like, look back on this video and be like, hey, you said you're going to get 20,000 subscribers, but look, you got 50,000. It's amazing what you can do, blah, blah, blah. I think the main reason I haven't gone very far in my subscriber count and views and been successful on YouTube is just because I haven't put a lot of my mental energy into it, my spiritual energy into it. That's all I think. I think the more energy I put into something, and I don't mean effort or anything like that, but I mean putting enough energy behind something so that it gathers energetic momentum, if you need a, esoteric view on it. So anyway, leave your question, comments down below. Hey, let me know your tips. Let me know your opinions. Let me know in the comments. Please tell me, y'all. Tell me what y'all think about all of these things I mentioned. Tell me what you want to see from my channel. Tell me what you'd want to see from my channel. The type of videos, the subject of videos, and some of the changes you'd like for me to make in my channel to better help you. Don't be shy. I'd love to hear from y'all. Even if you've never commented before, I want to hear from you. Comment down below. What do you want to see from my channel? Love you all. Appreciate y'all. And I'll talk to y'all and see y'all very, very soon.